My message is to inspire you, motivate you to be the best you that you can be. Reach deep into yourself. You got this. Failure does not exist in a positive mind. Stay optimistic.
Greetings and peace be unto you. This is the Inspiration Show. While you were sleeping, this happened, which is the title of this right here. So lately, Gucci released some things that were disturbing, actually beyond disturbing. I'm going to say clearly straight up racist. But the whole thing about this is people are boycotting, they're outraged because T.I. said something, because Spike Lee said something. Two celebrities. If you don't know anything about me now, I tell you, I don't care what celebrities say about 99% of the time, because I have my own mind, my own views, and own opinions, and I don't care about what they're talking about, because half of the time they're trying to push an agenda or propaganda. Now, don't get me wrong. This time right here, I believe is truly a racist situation. Truly. But I know Gucci's, not only Gucci's history, but I also know T.I. and Spike Lee, everybody else's history. People that, just celebrity history, meaning that people look for the little time to do things, jump on. The little, I can't get the word right now. But you get what I'm saying as far as that. They jump on certain situations and topics to put their 2 cents in, to gain people behind them, to get people to follow them. But besides that, like I said, I'm in agreement this time with what's going on. This is definitely a racist situation. But I want to put y'all onto something. Let's not just be outraged at what's happening at the moment, or if you choose not to be outraged at all, because this is not anything new. It's just that maybe in the later decade, or this time of what's going on now, presently, that people see an outright display of racism. They've been doing this thing for a very long time. Not just Gucci, different designers, period. So basically, when you think about it, if you dug deep enough, almost every designer you wear, even down to probably Levi's, and I wear Levi's. I own a couple of pieces of Gucci, but I ain't got no real Gucci stuff anyway. So I'm not going to lose no sleep over if I stop wearing Gucci. I got a couple of things. I ain't got no real clothes from Gucci. Maybe just like a pair of shades or something, and say maybe slippers, but not actual. I ain't got like suits and stuff like that. Come on. I wouldn't pay that money for that stuff anyway. I'm kind of sorry I spent the money I spent for the glasses and and the slippers. Because in all reality, what you should be buying should be what you like and enjoy for yourself, not because of whose name is on your ass. It should never be that way. But growing up, when I was a teenager and things like that, that's what mattered and that's what was important. You couldn't be wearing excuse me, a pair of I don't know, John's jeans, and everybody rocking cross colors, Maurice Malone, what was big back then. Your Gucci always been around, Louis Vuitton, all that stuff. You'd be laughed at. And if you were a person that could take that, you could care less. I wasn't always who I am today. Now today, I will wear John's jeans. And you can laugh at me all you want. As long as them jeans is keeping me clothed, then fine. Now, before I go into all this Gucci stuff, and before I really break this down, yeah, I had to put that up there. That's White Chicks, the movie made by the Wayans brothers. And guess what? You were not outraged You weren't breaking down walls. You weren't talking about boycott the Wayans when this movie came out. These men right here are in whiteface. They are two black comedians. Don't get me wrong. I watched the movie too, and I thought it was funny. But I didn't think the way I'm thinking right now. Because guess what, people? This is also wrong. It is. You ain't got to agree with me. I don't care if you disagree with me. But I'm letting you know something. Let's look at things from a 360 perspective. This is also just as wrong. They may not have had it in their mind to be racist. But they might even think this is racist. They may just think this is just comedy. But to me, a person who looks at things from all aspects, all angles, 360 degrees, this is wrong. It's very wrong. I don't know if white people are outraged by this. I'm not sure. I know white people that like this movie. I'll tell you that straight up. I have white friends that like this movie. They think this is funny. But that doesn't, what you call it? I can't think of what I want to say here either. But that doesn't lessen the blow of what Gucci did. I'm just showing these as an example. This is just as bad. It is. It's actually, in actuality, it's just as bad as what Gucci did. And not just Gucci. There were people that did things similar to what happened with Gucci before Gucci. I'm going to get into that. There were things that, there were shows that did things just like this that people supported. Actually, some black people even supported it, but they can't be totally to blame because they didn't even know that they were supporting something like this. Also, again, you got this movie here. No, this is no blackface. No, this is no racism going on. But guess what? This is also another way to depict black people in a negative light by black people. This movie right here, I went to see this as well. Actually, I went to the premiere for this. But this movie right here clearly shows black people in a negative light. And even worse, it's done by black people. Now you're probably saying, oh, I'm reaching now, I'm going at black people and not the white people. It's not about that. I'm going to get to them too. I ain't done yet. I'm just showing you something. That the same people that are outraged by all this other stuff are not paying attention even to what's going on within their own camp, within their own black race, stuff like this. And this is like the Wayans do stuff like this. They do stuff like this all the time. A lot of black comedians do stuff like this. It shouldn't even be all right for black comedians to down black people, and then say a white comedian does it. If Jim Carrey and I don't know who's another white comedian that's Ben Stiller. Say Ben Stiller and Jim Carrey did this same role right here. What would happen? Man, Al Sharpton and everybody else would be at their door. If they did this same exact movie right here, same characters, everything done the same way, they would be at their door, ready to tear it down and talk about how racist they are for doing that. Or whatever the case. And in some ways, actually, it would be racist for them to, to do that. But if they're saying they're just doing comedy, then we gotta look at it for that, right? But nah, not in that situation. Now let's get to what I'm talking about here. Depicted here, you see the show called Amos and Andy. Amos and Andy was a radio and television show sitcom set in Harlem, in Manhattan's black community. The original radio show ran from 1928 to 1960. Let's take a little sip of my tea right here. I got this little written and voiced by two white actors, Freeman Godson and Charles Corral. They played Amos and Andy. Okay, that's another picture of them right there in blackface. Now, they were on a radio dressed in blackface. Stop right there. They were on the radio dressed in blackface. Some black people actually will listen to this show and probably never even knew that Amos and Andy, in fact, were not black. They were white. And they were dressing in blackface. Now, why in all hell did they have to put blackface on if they're depicting black characters? Why are they depicting black characters, for one? But I'm going to get into that one. But more importantly, if they're on the radio, I don't know how you look anyway, right? Yeah. So you mean to tell me you had to put blackface on a radio show? Would you have to get into the mood or something? I mean, like, what else were these guys doing? Look at this. This is disgusting. This is racism right here. This is pure racism. This is pure racism. Now, mind you, I said this was based during 1928 through 1960, and it was on television and radio. I don't know if these same actors were on television looking like this. I don't think they were. I think that'd be a little bit too obvious then. Somebody had to like get a right idea light bulb going on in their mind and say, listen, that is racist. But then again, racism was going on then, so I couldn't tell you if they were on TV or not. That I haven't found any way to prove if they were on TV looking like this. Because later on, what they did was they got actual black actors to play these same roles. So it's not even to my knowledge if the black actors knew what these guys were doing. I'm going to actually just take an assumption, since I don't actually know, that when they took on these roles, the black actors that is, they probably took these roles on and just assumed that the white characters that they met, remember these guys, the white characters, the white actors that you see here, actually produced and made this, they put the show together. So when they had got the black actors hired to play these roles, they probably thought these guys were directors. And they probably never even knew these guys were painting themselves in blackface and running around doing this stuff right here, which is highly disgusting. Like, come on, seriously? But let me tell you what this is called right here. This is called The Minstrel Show, or minstrelsy, which is an American form of entertainment developed in the early 19th century. So each show consisted of comic skits, variety acts, dancing, and music performances that depicted people specifically of African descent. The shows were performed by white people in makeup or blackface for the purpose of playing the role of black people. You mean to tell me there was no black people around to play the roles that they wanted to depict black people in? But let me continue. There were also some African American performers and all black minstrel groups that performed and toured under the direction of white people. Okay, so they started, after a while, the blackface, I guess, started getting too crazy for them. So they went around and started saying, you know what, let's go get some actual black people to play these roles. Now, minstrel shows lampooned black people, or dim-witted, as dim-witted, and lampoon basically means depict or describe black people as dim-witted, lazy, buffoonish, superstitious, and happy-go-lucky. Now, basically, what they're showing you, that's what white people at that time thought of black people. And let me not just say at that time only, because guess what? Today, you still have some white people who have that thought pattern. But keep in mind, I said some white people. Don't run out here saying, or run out here thinking I said all white people think that way. Because that is not what I said. That is definitely blasphemy and propaganda to set whatever agenda you might try to be doing out there or whatever like that. So don't mix my words up. And I'm going to say it again. All white people do not think this way. All white people do not think this way. But there are some who do think that way. From back then, from before then, and today, that still think that way. So, what you need to do is, you need to be on guard. Don't take everything you hear, everything you see, and say, all right, that's where I'm going. Because you'll be out here on a limb, left out there, and not knowing what what tree branch to swing to or who to follow. Because some of your own people are leading you the wrong way. Here's the Gucci stuff right here we're talking about. Now, you see on the side there, you got the picture and that actual sweater that people became outraged about. Yes, that's blackface, clearly. Funny how they got a black person in the blackface thing. They ain't even put a white face underneath that blackface. But anyways, from what I showed you, the example with Amos and Andy, you should definitely know. Ain't nothing good come out that sweater. Besides anything, that sweater, it just looks weird. Who's gonna really wear that in the street? Come on. It ain't stylish. I can't believe they even wasted their money on something like that. To put something like that together. I don't care how cold it is outside. I'd rather put a bandana around my mouth before I put that on. That looks crazy in itself. So I'm going to say pretty much ain't like a black person or a white person probably really going to wear that anyway. Check that out. Wow, I found this right here as well. Prada is also got these little finger rings, but you see they pulled them out. Made sure that they didn't get caught out there with them things. They wasn't trying to let their money slip. You know, their financial ventures go to I was about to say go to shit. Well, I'm gonna say go to shit. They made sure they protected it. But I'm gonna tell you, it's only a matter of time. You're gonna see a lot of these designers probably gonna slip up at some point. There was a rumor when I was in high school that Tommy Hilfiger and Tommy Hilfiger and Timberland, as well as some other designers, didn't actually want black people wearing their products. I have no facts to that. I don't have the receipts. I don't know. But I'll tell you this. We did not, I repeat, did not have social media to back or denounce the rumor. So when I heard that rumor, the rumor was clearly a word of mouth rumor. It was a rumor that was in the streets. Something that people just heard. Like, yo, Tommy don't want you wearing their stuff. Timberland don't want you wearing their stuff. It's like I heard this from word of mouth. We didn't have the internet. We didn't actually know I'm wrong. We had the internet, but we did not have social media in the way strength and platform that we have today, where we got Twitter and all these other platforms. We had none of that. I don't even think a lot of people even on a computer like that at the time. So it's like all you had was whatever they put out on the news, or like I said, word of mouth. And here we go. Here's some more stuff. Moncler, Gucci, and Prada all down with the same scheme. These companies are not even related to each other, but they seem to all have the same stupid agenda in mind. What made them think this was going to be like the hot seller? I really don't know. I don't know what they were doing with this here. Like, this is truly reaching on their part. Truly. And it's not even reaching. Like, this is a straight up, you want to talk basketball? This is not even reaching. This is a flagrant foul. So, I don't know where they were going with this. Who in their right mind, right? I mean, I'm not going to go out here and be like I'm the most fashionable person in the world. I think I dress pretty well. But why would I want to wear something with that big face on the front? Be it if it was a black face, a white face, or a green face. One thing about me, I never was one to want to promote someone's brand. I'd rather wear something that has a small name on it than a big old name. I mean, maybe when I was in high school or something, maybe want to wear something to promote something, like have a name all emblazoned big on my chest or on the back of my jeans. But right now, nowadays, I don't want to wear nobody's name busting out the frame like that. Just give me a pair of pants that fit, that look good on me, or outfit, whatever looks good on me. That's what I'm after right nowadays. I'm not trying to promote your brand like that. You know, I think that you look like a big like a walking billboard. But this right here, this is beyond a walking billboard. For instance, the Moncler jacket. Uh, if that's what Moncler is about, seeing that face on there, I wouldn't want no parts of Moncler. I actually did like Moncler at one point. But the Moncler I like was that jacket like that you see with nothing on it. A small little Moncler tag about the size of a damn penny. That was what I liked. But this stuff they got here, they can keep that. And I'm gonna tell you, you shouldn't be worrying about anybody's name on you. Pretty much with your fashion statements or your fashion choices should be about what you like, that's for you, and what fits you, what brings out your image, what brings out what you like, what makes you feel good. You shouldn't be feeling good about having somebody's name on you. You should be wearing whatever you wear for you, to make you look good, not to make the designer look good. And that's about all I got about that. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and definitely share. Let people know about what I'm trying to do out here. Trying to bring this message to the people as best I can.